In this video, I'm going to teach you clinically proven ways to increase testosterone. Hi, I'm Dr. Zarowski from NewVisionExcel.com. If you're new to the channel, it is always a pleasure to have you here. If you want to excel your life and your health, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell notification, and you're going to be well on your way. In this video, we're talking about clinically proven ways to increase testosterone. This is a big problem for many men today as their testosterone levels are crashing. And the reason for it is because of the environment that we're living in that is not a congruent environment for optimal testosterone levels. At the age of 18, testosterone spikes, and then once we hit the age of 30, research shows that we lose our testosterone, and our testosterone decreases about 1.5% every year after that. And so if we want to increase our testosterone, the best way to do it is to go and do it naturally. Doing it in a natural way is important because health only comes naturally. Now, when we look at testosterone levels, it's important to make sure that they're optimized, because people see such great results when they have good, healthy testosterone levels. And some of the things that come out of it, we'll go ahead and go through a list of the different benefits of having optimized testosterone levels, and then I'll tell you how you can do it naturally. First is bone density. So if you want to have good, strong bones, good, healthy testosterone levels are very important. Energy levels. These men who did not have their testosterone levels at the proper place, when they finally optimize their testosterone levels, essentially what happens is their energy just shot through the roof. Libido, so it'll also have an increase in libido when your testosterone is raised. Cognitive function, so sharpness of mind, testosterone plays a big role in this. Muscle strength and fat loss, so once again you find all these actors who are going and doing this testosterone replacement therapy and all these different things in order to actually maintain muscle mass and strength and fat loss. And so if we can do it naturally, the great thing is we're going to get all these different benefits. We're also going to see that you're just going to feel more physically fit, look more physically fit, just as a result of having those testosterone levels risen. So let's go ahead and talk about how we can go ahead and do this. So first is strength training. So research shows that if we do strength training, it's going to be very powerful, because what strength training does is going to raise your growth hormone levels. And then when we look at growth hormone levels rising, one of the things that is going to follow is testosterone. So it's important to know if our growth hormone goes up, our testosterone is also going to increase with that. So strength training has been research proven to be really powerful for that. Another thing I want to add there is high intensity interval training. When we look at the high intensity interval training, doing a full body high intensity interval training workout where you're doing like a squat, bicep curl, shoulder press is going to be really powerful, because you're activating all those muscles at once. You're doing it in short bursts, and you're going to really get that huge hormone boost. Now, one of the things I want to mention, things like long distance running can decrease testosterone, because it's going to increase stress levels in the body, increase cortisol, which will inhibit testosterone production. So if we want to really focus on the most efficient way to increase our testosterone levels, long distance running isn't going to be one of them. But if you want to really stick to that running routine, adding some high intensity interval sprints will be really powerful. Next big one is nutrition. This is a really big problem in today's world, because many people are eating a diet that just absolutely crushes testosterone. And so when we look at nutrition, making sure that you're having adequate amounts of fats is very important for hormone production. So looking at a diet that's 50% fats. Protein is also very important, 40% protein and then 10% carbs. This is a really good sliding scale percentage that you can work off of. Now, the next big thing when it comes to nutrition is many people are eating way too many carbs and eating way too much sugar. As a result of this is raising insulin levels, and insulin is going to inhibit testosterone production. So if we want to have higher testosterone levels, cut out the sugar, cut out the carbs. The next big thing that we have to consider here when we look at nutrition is estrogen. So many people are eating in a way that's actually going to increase their estrogen levels, eating poor quality meats that have a lot of different hormones in them, eating foods that are packaged in plastic containers, drinking water from plastic containers. Also, when we look at people who are eating high amounts of soy, that can also mimic estrogen in the body, which is going to inhibit testosterone production, which is going to cause a feminization in man. So typically what we want to make sure that we're doing is doing all the right things to reduce estrogen so that we can increase testosterone levels. Now, next big thing on our list is intermittent fasting. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about intermittent fasting before, be sure to check out my other videos, because I do tons of videos on this. Intermittent fasting, in brief, is eating your meals within an 8-hour period, fasting for 16. As a result, what they have found in the research is that there's been a 200% increase in people who are intermittent fasting when it comes to testosterone. Now, when we look at that 200% increase, it's not a long-lasting increase. However, it's something that if you're intermittent fasting on a daily basis, you're going to continually just boost up that testosterone levels. So though the intermittent fasting raised testosterone levels short term, it still is very powerful, because if you're doing it on a regular basis consistently, you're going to get those positive effects. So if you only do it one day, then you'll get testosterone that is raised for one day. Do it every day, you'll get the benefit every single day. Next big one is stress, okay? Stress really inhibits the production of testosterone because it raises cortisol. When we look at things that you can do to reduce stress, you know, I always look to gratitude journaling, mindful meditation, it's praying, it's, you know, all the different things, a proper amount of sleep. There's nothing more powerful than getting adequate sleep in order to raise testosterone levels. So you got to decrease your stress in order to decrease cortisol, but also you want to make sure that you're finding these different methods in order to help with that stress level and getting adequate sleep. Next big one is supplementation, okay? So these different tools right here are very powerful when it comes to raising testosterone levels naturally, but if you really want to add to that and get that extra boost, supplementation with like branched chain amino acids, a good multivitamin, vitamin D, fenugreek, zinc, copper, these supplements are going to be very powerful in order to help you raise testosterone. Now, add those to your regimen if you really want to just boost this right here. And one of the things, I want to throw a bonus tip in there that I didn't mention, is when it comes to intermittent fasting, if you do some strength training and you actually exercise in a fasted state, what research has found is that it will raise growth hormone levels up to 2,000% in men and 1,300% in women. And as a result of raising that growth hormone level, once again, you're going to raise testosterone. So that's a little bonus tip that I forgot to mention earlier. But anyway, implement this if you want to naturally increase your testosterone. It's a very safe way to do it. It's a very effective way to do it. And I've seen so many people who were looking at using testosterone therapy of some sort in order to raise their levels, and then they started implementing this, and then they went back to their doctor and their testosterone level was just off the charts. This method here is very effective and it works. Be sure to share it with your friends, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the little subscribe button below. And other than that, check out my other videos that teach you all about diet, nutrition, intermittent fasting, and even fasted exercise. Be sure to check those out so that you can get better results and raise your testosterone levels. Until next time, folks, I'll see you in the next video.